no one can make me feel any particular way unless they say, like, if somebody's not actively being mean to you, the way that you feel is kind of like the way that you feel. Hi, it's Brianna, and I'm filming a video for you from Los Cabos, San Lucas. I am at an all-inclusive resort for the weekend. I'm actually leaving today, but I've been here for my brother's wedding. I wish I could show more of the environment in this shot, but it's too bright since it's like 8 a.m. I didn't really think about doing this before today, but I'm glad I found a reason to utilize the tripod that I put in my luggage. I want to talk about being encouraged and believing in myself, which might seem like a weird topic for a wedding weekend, but going into this trip, I knew that it was going to be important for me to tell people that I wanted to be a life coach and not shy away from that and not act like I didn't know that for sure, because I really feel like I'm called to be a life coach. Now, in my last video entitled "I'm Fine," really, I said that I was going to be a business coach, but I had this moment of clarity while I was working out last week where I was listening to a video and I realized I'm supposed to be a life coach. And the reason that I wasn't trying to be a life coach is because I felt I wasn't qualified. I think there's a lot of reasons that I feel, or a lot of areas where I feel unqualified, or I feel like I need validation. And this season's showing me that I need to stop looking for validation. So in that moment, when I saw what this person was doing, I was like, this is the role that I want to play for people. This is how I want to be in the world, and that is being a life coach. So I knew it was going to be important for me to say that. My brother is a pharmacist, which I've said before. He's very credentialed, and a lot of his friends are pharmacists. So there were like a lot of pharmacists here, and then people have expectations of me based on him, and it makes me feel very self-conscious because I'm insecure that I don't have like a congruent answer to give when they say, what do I do? Because I'm not credentialed. I don't have a doctorate. So I have dealt with these feelings for a long time, because when I graduated college, my brother was just starting pharmacy school, and it felt like no one cared about what I was doing because he was going to pharmacy school, and they just wanted me to go to, like, unless I had a graduate degree, I wasn't important. I have a lot of issues with feeling like I'm worthy and feeling like I'm good enough and adequate. I'm not going to say that any particular person makes me feel that way. I just think that some of my experiences in life have made that kind of my Achilles heel, not feeling good enough. In this setting, it wasn't worse because I'm very proud of my brother. The way other people feel about him, I feel about him. Of course, there's lots of praise and adulation, is that the word, given because he's the groom, and hearing people say he's the smartest person in the room over and over, and just like how awesome he is and how much of an impact he's made for me, that makes me feel proud because I feel like he's an extension of me. But as a result, I think sometimes I put him, like, I feel like until I can view myself as his equal, I'm not ever going to be successful or worthy. Like, until I'm making as much money as him, or until people have similar things to say about me, even though I doubt that I'll ever be praised like that in an intimate setting, then I can't like be proud of myself. So last night I had an experience where I was trying to explain what it is that I'm doing. And again, it seemed necessary to me to really state that I'm going to be a life coach. And but I don't like to talk about that whole situation a lot because it's complicated. It's not like I refuse to work and I am too good for it, or it's just, entrepreneurship is not straightforward. It's not like I have a plan that like all the way and I'm just like going through it. I'm still a mom. My husband is still, we're still less than a year out of the Army, which impacts me and what I can do a lot. And my husband's a student and I have a toddler. Like, those are a lot of things that don't allow my business efforts to play out as I would have them if I didn't have kids, and especially if I weren't married. So it's hard to explain. I don't like to explain it. I've been able to get away with like very concise answers here because people don't really know me well enough to question me. There were a lot of people here. The wedding had almost 60 attendees, even though we're in Mexico. It's been super fun and awesome, and everyone's been really fun to talk to. I feel like I actually made some friends. But anyway, I've been able to just kind of say something and not be putting myself down and self-deprecating, because the time that I have spent on this journey is not for nothing. I've still learned a lot and I've still done a lot, so I should be proud of that. But the truth is, I don't know how to be a life coach or a business coach, so it's kind of hard to talk about that. But I really, truly do feel called to be that. I think that God has given me the gifts to fulfill that role, but it's still hard. Anyway, I had an experience last night where I was trying to explain myself and explain like how my marriage works. It's hard to explain that I have a lot of responsibilities that my husband doesn't share because I'm the primary caregiver, and it's kind of like with a business, you don't take on every single role if you have a partner. You split things up, and that's how we handle our household and parenting. So there are a lot of things that are my responsibility that are not his responsibility, and I can feel pressured by that, but it's not for lack of my partner doing his part. It's just, that's the way it is, and that's the way those things are impacting me at that moment. So that was difficult, and I was feeling insecure because I just want to not disappoint people next to my brother. So when I turned in for the evening, I was just kind of like replaying my answers and what else could I have said to make it more clear. How am I feeling right now? Why do I feel upset? And just kind of like checking in with myself, because no one can make me feel any particular way unless they say, like, if somebody's not actively being mean to you, the way that you feel is kind of like the way that you feel. So if I tell someone that this is my plan and they're like, that sounds stupid, of course that would be mean. But if they're like, I can tell that they don't really buy it or they don't feel it's a good plan, that only can impact me if I don't believe in it, because it's my vision and it's not their vision. I thought about that quote that you hear people say, like, God gave you your vision, not someone else, so they're not going to see it. It's also my journey, it's my plight, my calling. So I can't give them a 4-minute overview of my entire life situation right now and expect them to really understand what my struggles are and what my aims are, because they're not living it. So I'm never going to have anyone's full support or completely accurate criticism if they don't really know me. But most importantly, it's not their journey. I can't have other people telling me if it's good. And also, I have to really believe in the facts, and the facts are, I feel like I'm called to do a particular type of work. I'm on this journey for a reason. I don't think a lot of people understand. One thing that was said to me is, why can't you just get a job? Which I think a lot of entrepreneurs hear, why can't you just get a job? I think the journey is as much spiritual as it is vocational, but honestly more spiritual, because this is a process of trusting my creator and like following and pursuing my creator, which is something that I could have avoided doing if I stayed in the modern workforce. Everybody doesn't feel that way because everybody's not conditioned to need to have their own space and their own path and like write their own map. So that is what it is. So the lesson for me is that I have to remember who I am first, remember what my journey is, what my ambitions are personal to me. I can't let other people in their bag. Just another thing, the way that somebody feels about me isn't just dependent on how they feel about me. It may also be impacted by how they make me feel or how I make them feel, or past experiences or what I represent. So I also can't take what they say to really. All right, my phone ran out of storage, so let me wrap this up. I had to delete something. So in summation, while I did have a negative experience or feeling regarding my entrepreneurship journey, my decision is to focus on my journey and remember that it is in fact my journey, and stop seeking validation from others. I know that I feel like I need it, and that's what I want from people, but it's not going to come. The only person who validated me is God, since God has put me on this journey. And that is my resolve. I recorded this video in hopes that, I want to share this experience because I think it's an important part of entrepreneurship. It's an important part of my journey. This channel is about my journey. And I hope that I can help somebody remain encouraged, because it's really easy to have those experiences and let it take you all the way out of the game and just give up. And it's hard enough to stay focused when you don't really have a lighthouse. You don't have an instruction manual. You're just kind of going. So ask yourself, why does this impact me? And what is really true in this situation? Does this person have all the information they need to kill my dream? No, they don't. If you enjoyed my video, if you want to hear more from me and stay up to date with my journey, please subscribe to my channel. If my message resonated with you, please like my video and leave me a comment about your own experiences or anything else you have to say about mine. Take care.